So today we're going to be taking a look at the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 6K Pro. Like, if the name wasn't already long enough, they decided to add Pro to the mix. Does that mean that the 4K and 6K prior to this weren't Pro? So I've had this camera now for a couple of weeks. I've used it on several projects, and I also got together with my friend Griffin to run some tests. He also has a YouTube channel. So when you're done watching this video, I'm gonna leave his link down below. He touches on other things that I don't talk about, so definitely give it a view. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the new features with the Pocket 6K Pro, starting off with this chunkier design. So first we had the Pocket 4K, which was already a pretty large camera to begin with. Then the Pocket 6K came along, which was slightly bigger, and now we have the Pocket 6K Pro, which is actually significantly bigger and about 1 pound heavier than the non-Pro version. I still don't understand why they call this the Pro. They should have maybe called it Plus. I know, not so original, but at least it has more features, but whatever. Now, the reason for this thicker and heavier body is because this camera has a few new tricks up its sleeve. The first being built-in ND filters. This feature alone, just this one feature alone, in my opinion, is worth upgrading from the Pocket 4K or the previous non-Pro 6K model. The convenience factor of having built-in ND filters alone is probably worth $500. And the fact that Blackmagic kept this model at the same price point as the non-Pro 6K model is actually pretty incredible. And just like other cameras that I've used that have built-in ND filters, being able to quickly add ND while filming is a welcome upgrade to this camera. I can't tell you how much this speeds up your workflow, especially when filming as a solo operator, something that I truly value. And the best part also is that you don't have to carry any NDs or step-up rings, and that just means that you'll have more space in your camera bag, which is nice. Something else that you'll find different on the Pocket 6K Pro is that Blackmagic ditched the Canon LP batteries and instead are going with the Sony NPF, which are significantly better and will give you about an hour of use. They also have a new battery grip, which Griffin actually bought, and he talks more about that in his video. I actually took a different approach. I'm using the Anton Bauer Titan Base. This is a battery system that has a quick release system, which I can quickly attach and detach the camera from this and also keep my internal battery. This gives me about 5 hours of battery life, and it also has 3/4 20 mounts, so I can attach a tripod plate and really mount this wherever I want. But what I like about this is that this is more of a universal system, so I've been using this with my FX3 lately, and it's just been great. Another upgrade this camera received is this tilting HDR LCD display with 1500 nits of brightness, which is excellent for outdoor use. And I had no problem seeing the display outdoors on a bright sunny day. And I've always been a fan of the large 5-inch screen, and now that it tilts, I find it much more usable. I honestly wish that more camera manufacturers took this approach of providing a larger display, and I applaud Blackmagic for doing this. Also, navigating through their menu system is very easy. The only issue I found out with this display is that it has a bluish tint, and Blackmagic is aware of this. I've actually spoken to them directly. They do say that a firmware update is coming. I don't know when that's going to be, but that is the only issue I found with this newer display. Now, the last thing you'll notice that is new on the Pocket 6K Pro is this optional EVF that they sell for $495. Now, personally, I didn't buy it because I probably would never use it. I'm just not a fan of the EVFs that are mounted on top of the cameras like typical mirrorless. This does seem much better than mirrorless cameras, and I do think the idea is genius to have a detachable EVF, and I think it could open up the doors for future accessories that will interface with the camera. But with all these new features added to the Pocket 6K Pro, is this camera competitive enough in 2021? The short answer is absolutely, but it's complicated. Let me explain. My experience with Blackmagic as a company has been a love-hate relationship. I truly believe that they're one of the few companies out there that genuinely want to give its customers everything they possibly can at the lowest price point, but that comes at the expense of quality control. Remember how I said the display had this bluish tint on it? That's exactly what I'm talking about. Something like that should have never been overlooked. Now, I know some of you are gonna say, Armando, they're gonna fix this with a firmware update. That's not the point. This has been in my experience with all of their products. There's always something weird going on, and that's the thing. It's almost like you have to hope that you get a good copy of one of their products, because even then, maybe 6 months later, one of the buttons stops working or you have a dead pixel on the display. There's always a weird quirk happening, and sometimes it's not fixable.
So I push play. Whoa! I didn't even touch it that time. Didn't freaking touch it. This camera keeps ghost recording. It's as bad as it sounds. Randomly, if you take the lens off the camera, if you change settings and walk away, you will come back to the camera and it will be recording. This is their highest end camera created to make movies.
It does. It creates movies automatically.
Now, these issues are often overlooked for 3 reasons: price point, image quality, workflow. They truly offer a remarkable image for what their camera costs. There's no camera in the market at this price point that will give you the type of image quality and workflow that the Pocket offers. Honestly, their color science is truly special, and because of Blackmagic RAW, it is so easy to work in post. In fact, you can match Blackmagic with just about any camera. So if you film with Red, Arri, Canon, Sony, Panasonic, doesn't really matter, it matches flawlessly. Now, something else that matches flawlessly with just about any camera is using a service like the one I use called Storyblocks. So I was filming a spec ad with my Pocket 6K Pro, and I legit forgot one shot of a barbell falling on the floor. So what I did was I did a quick search on Storyblocks. I found the footage that I was looking for, and I was able to download this in 4K. I quickly inserted this into my project. I did some color adjustments so that it can match my Pocket 6K footage, and it worked flawlessly. And the reason is because Storyblocks has over 1 million royalty-free assets, which includes 4K video, After Effects templates, music, sound effects, graphics, and even an online editor, which allows you to quickly and easily make videos for your online content. Now, the best part about Storyblocks is that it's actually affordable because you don't have to pay per digital asset. They have a flexible subscription plan, which includes unlimited downloads. So if you're interested in checking them out, use my link down below to sign up to their all access plan. I use them all the time for my projects, and honestly, they can save you in a pinch. So that's the thing you can expect with a camera from Blackmagic. Beautiful image quality with an incredible codec that literally works on just about any computer at a price point so affordable that it makes the competition look overpriced. Now, this camera isn't for everyone. The Pocket 6K is very raw. What I mean by that, it's like driving a car with a manual transmission, no power steering, or any type of digital aid to assist you. It's pure analog. So you're not gonna find things like autofocus or in-body image stabilization, and that's some of the reasons why they're able to keep the cost down and pass these savings on to you, the consumer. Most of the customers buying these cameras, though, are cinematographers who don't really care for autofocus or any type of in-body stabilization, because most likely they will have somebody on set pulling focus, or they'll do their own rigging with like a Steadicam, monopod, slider, so they don't really have to worry about stabilization. And I think this is one of the biggest reasons why this camera is so competitive in 2021. Because if you're looking to get into cinematography, I don't think there's a perfect camera like this one, or even like the 4K or 6K, that offers so much value for your money. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I collaborated with my friend Griffin on his YouTube channel. So if you guys are interested in learning more and just exploring more of this camera, check out his video. I will leave it linked down below. My name is Armando. Thanks again for watching, and you will catch me in the next one. Adios.